Hello, hello. This is episode 2 of the Caffeinated Creator. We're here with the legendary OG himself, Young Bleed. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good, man. How y'all feeling out there, man?
Beautiful, beautiful. Colorado, you know we love you.
Yeah, man. You know, one of my homes right there, man. Shouts out to everybody in Colorado. Much love every time I'm out there for a long time now. So yeah, always.
Yes, I've actually brought you out for a few shows myself. We fucking bumped elbows, had the Young Bleed barbecue in Aurora, Big A.
Yeah, and the Big A, man. Yeah, shouts out to Aurora, Denver, the Springs, Pueblo, you know, and all the in between, man. So yeah, you know, that number, it's a family affair with us, man. So yeah, to be continued. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'd like to introduce you to my DJ here.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, what's good with your family? Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you. DJ Styrofoam Cup.
Okay, Styrofoam Cup. I dig that, especially in the South, man. You know how we do, man.
Yeah, I'm a top good DJ. That's all I do, so.
Right on, I did. Right on.
All right, let's start this bad boy off with a couple questions here, my friend. Go ahead.
Hey, so the first question I wanted to ask you is, are you still Trapdoor Entertainment?
Yeah, absolutely. CEO, man, at its finest, man. Actually, you know, lining up a plethora of music, man. We're getting ready to release definitely in this new year. So yeah, definitely Trapdoor, the whole Trapdoor Entertainment family, man. Yeah, we coming. Stay tuned.
Sweet. Could you tell us a little more about that and some artists that you have under your label or anything you guys got going on?
Okay, actually, Trapdoor Entertainment is actually my third label over the years since the 90s, into the millennium, man. So actually officially branded somewhere like 2010, 11, when I did my situation with Strange out there in Kansas City. Shouts out to Strange Music. But we had a co-op deal. So, you know, I was in the midst of starting a new label at the time, and that was the label that we birthed. So since about 2011, man, Trapdoor Entertainment been official. And right now we like 20 plus artists under the umbrella across the country, man, you know, up and coming artists, you know what I mean? So I'm actually we're really finished, wrapped up a solo album that I got coming out that's called There Is a God. Nice. Within the next few weeks, hopefully, you know what I mean? I'll be working on that and the date, so on and so forth, followed by a compilation called Welcome to the Trap that's gonna introduce a lot of those artists, man. So y'all stay tuned for that. Then we're gonna follow suit. Everybody working from an independent, more freelance standpoint. So I got records on the table and stockpiled over here. So yeah, we got y'all covered. Hold it down.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
So when you were with Strange Music, was that just a one album deal, or was it a certain commitment you had to make, or was it just a handshake deal?
Pretty much that, man. Almost on a 50-50 scale. Well, you know, we took a chance with that first record, and we had plans of doing some things for the future. And that, you know, and some, you know, unfortunately, that kind of fell apart. So we was able to do just that Preserved album. I did a book along with it. Shouts out to Soren Baker. It's called Making Up Preserved. So that's about as far as we went. And somewhere between 2011, 2012, definitely. I left the label, you see what I'm saying? So that type of thing. And, you know, just maintain my independence from there. But shouts out to Strain, no love lost. Yeah.
So how'd you go from linking up from CeeLo to hooking up with the legendary Don Master P?
Oh, man, you know, we all from Louisiana for starters, man. Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans in particular. So just in that networking process and just right place and right time, me and Lo grew together, and, you know, eventually he started a label called CeeLo Records. So we was working on records over there in our camp, and then eventually birthed the clique that was called the Concentration Camp, to be exact. So Why No Limit was, you know, on this rise, and the Body movie was on this rise right in that same time. We all kind of ran into each other, so to say. And pretty much the rest was history. So just, you know, that Baton Rouge, New Orleans connect, you know what I mean?
Nice. So that's that whole JT, the Bigger Figure, RBL Posse, No Limit era. Out of that era, who was your favorite person that you worked with I mean, the song was a cool dude, just all around experience.
I had my different times in setting with certain individual artists and coast to coast, Midwest, up north, worldwide. But around that time, it was P in the No Limit camp for starters coming out the concentration camp. Then I was able to meet Too Short along the way. So, Sharp been one of my all-time favorites all the time. And eventually, the list go on and on from there, man. Before and after and during, but right in that particular order, Too Short, Dash, you know what I mean, on my second record. When you listen to my own record, it's only two major features outside of Us as the Count was Too Short and Dash, you know what I mean, outside of No Limit at the time. So in my heyday, yeah, that's just was my evolution. And throughout the years, yeah, the list go on, you did.
I just show a little bit of that West Coast love for the DPG, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Number love for the whole DPG camp in Long Beach. It's part of my christening when I started coming out there on that whole, Strength of Master P and the No Limit Connect to Priority Records that kept me in California. So we'll be in the same place at the same time. So a lot of relationships and connections came, and like I say, to the modern day, to be continued. You hear?
Just small world, huh?
Yeah, man, getting smaller every day.
So when that No Limit stuff was going on, was P still like around California and Richmond and just had you guys going out there, or was it the California part, like the beginning of No Limit, and then got the down south guys later on as things started blowing up?
Well, if you judge it record-wise, I say I really started coming into the Mr. P around the Down South Hustler compilation. Then About It soundtrack. You see what I'm saying? So within the Richmond time, I didn't really know P. I knew about the records and you know what I mean, what was going on since 99 Ways to Die, so on and so forth. And it started to look in that direction to see where they was coming from with that Southern swag, but with a California twist. So this was more or less, I want to say, he probably came back to New Orleans around the time that we started mixing and mingling together. So yeah, somewhere around that.
Did was the introduction of you to No Limit the About It soundtrack?
No, like I say, really on the back end, back burner style was the Down South Hustlers compilation is what I'm trying to say. But I really did some background vocals on the C-Loc record. He had a solo record on that compilation. So that was my first time having anything that was recorded with the No Limit count. So yeah, but initially me as a solo artist, that was my introduction to the world. I would say the About It soundtrack that catapulted me into superstar. 97, 98. Yes, sir.
So so back in the day, right, No Limit, when they started popping, they're putting CDs out every 2 weeks, like every other Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah, every week.
No Limit Tuesday.
No Limit Tuesday.
Yeah, you know it, man. Yeah, place your order.
Did that affect the quality of the music, or were you guys on a deadline, or did things have to be rushed, or was it just put out and whatnot?
Well, it's two sides to what we call a music business. Everybody say industry for short. But when you're taking care of business and you got dates to keep up with, yeah, it is a rush. It's a lot of pressure. But coming artists, guys that don't know the business and know more about the art form, then that level of creativity is evolution. They come when they come. You know what I mean? It's not a turn off, on switch. If that was the case, we ought to be, rich millionaires for life, if it was that simple. So, I'm more evolutionist in that sense when it comes to music creation. So I'm die-hard artist, but I had to understand what, shouts out to Moby Dick from No Limit, told me this a long time ago. He said, Bleed, this rap shit is easy, man. I said, what you mean it's easy? I took offense to it. He said, nah, I'm not saying that. He said, you got to really want it. You know what I mean? And everybody else industry-wise to tell me, this is 90% business, 10% talent. And I had to grow what that means. You could be the coldest, dopest rapper, DJ, what have we, in your mother back room. But if she don't know it exists, if your brother don't know it exists, if your family, your community, You know, one of my partners told me a long time ago, how can I promote you in Alaska when you're not even knowing where you come from? So you know what I mean? So that level of business and the power of promotion and advertising and so on and so forth and the money it takes to make that, that's that 90% business. You see what I'm saying? That we have to learn to formulate to create that whole 100. You know, one don't go without the other, but if both sides respect each side, then we can get, get on up the road. But yeah, so, I had that type of evolution. I grew into that. I've been making music all my life, but I had to learn the business and structure that and how to formulate a format that it was feasible for everybody on both ends of the table. So yeah, basically that.
Dude, that's beyond knowledge, dude. That's why we're doing this. I'm a hip hop head before any of this. I love doing this.
Right.
This is what I've done my whole life. We want young kids to hear what you're talking. Like, that's just beyond game. You can't buy that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same way. Shouts out to New York. Anybody that I'm 70s, 80s baby. So I grew right when hip hop was growing. So I saw the evolution from one coast to the next coast to our coast and throughout the world for that matter. When people thought it would be a fad, years ago. But if you know where you come from and know where you at, then you know where you going. So I encourage anybody that's young in hip hop to do your history. There's so many documentaries now, it's books, it's whatever, in the form you want to see it, from Cool Herc to wherever you want to take it, to Grandmaster Cash, from Jamaica back to the Bronx. So know what you in and you got a better shot at it. And it's a beautiful story how this then evolved into what it is to today. So yeah, shouts out for that, to you, Verb, for that love of hip hop. That's the core that became money. You see what I'm saying? Man don't make the money don't make the man make the money, man. So if it wasn't for the craft that God blessed us with, then you couldn't, put a price tag on it. You know what I mean? When you're talking that difference between hip hop and rap, more old school hip hop, hardcore hip hop heads gonna say rap is the commercial side of when the Sugar Hill Gang came along. Rap existed before 1979 on the street corner, just like doo-wop music. But the industry incorporated it. So, it's if you could balance the both sides, man, it's a beautiful thing. But it comes with constant pressure and dedication, and you gotta stay prayed up to get paid up, man, ultimately. So,
Well, you see how the 90s was the golden era, how you had a guy like yourself to a Busta Rhymes, to a Scarface, to an E40. You were all dope, but you were so different, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now everybody, you turn on the radio and every chick sounds like Cardi B. Every dude sounds like Amigos, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm watching like Busta Rhymes just dropped a new album. Raekwon, like the OGs they're over it. Like you're staying relevant. Like we need you guys.
We keeping it cornerstone, man. And shouts out to all them guys that's holding it down and just sticking to your structure, more or less. To me, this became chapters. If you want to break it down from a Bible standpoint to any form of a book, everybody got it, got their right to write their own chapter, your own autobiography. So I don't look at rap as one thing no more. You got Christian rap, you got gangster rap, you got hardcore hip hop. So if you're able to look at that like jazz, the blues, gospel, then you understand that music is timeless and infinite. So everybody has a right to that. So, I hear what you're saying for us. Just was new. It always been like that. Remember the term they say you got one in every million. You see what I'm saying? The actor you see on the movie, it was a million guys in line. One of them got the part. You see what I'm saying? The same with the music. So you're going to always have these, what I call imitation of life or people just trying to just follow the same rudiment of what you heard last. Sometimes it ain't necessarily copying. Sometimes people's voice just sound the same. You see what I'm saying? It's who strike first in that sense. So I saw a lot of that definitely from the underground up. Some things is wannabes and copycat, but sometimes that's just how it is. And if the public catch whim to what they catch whim to first and it's successful, 9 times out of 10, the guy that sound like that, he that kind of, push that to the wayside. So, you got to go with the game, man. God bless the rip.
What's the biggest difference from then, like the 90s, to now that you see in rap, hip hop, or also like in your state?
The times, the fashion, you know, some of the lingo is the same, it's different, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, the generation, more or less. It's just kind of, like I said, it's just more or less what come with the time, you know what I mean? You don't expect the 2000s to sound like the 50s and so on and so forth. Each era kind of had their own thing. So it's the same, but different, you know what I mean? And unless we put it in a box, then you expect the unexpected. It's always something new, you know what I mean? If it wasn't us evolving from what music was to what we became, the music after us, in that sense, that's the way it's supposed to go. But it's a lot of change, man. Economically, culture-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, fashion statements. You know, the kids wearing what we wasn't wearing back then, and we was wearing what the guys in the 50s, 60s, and you know what I mean? So on 70s, was what wasn't wearing. So, you know, it's just that change of times, man, and you never know when you're looking at it, like I say, more or less from an evolution standpoint. Here again, expect the unexpected, man. It is what it is.
Well, like to me, DJ Premier is one of my favorite producers ever. And you see he's working with J. Cole and ASAP and Nas. Like he's staying really relevant. He's still working with the OGs, but there's some nice kids now. Like Dre's working with Kendrick. Like there is some nice talent nowadays, you know?
Yes, sir. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, I'm from Louisiana, man. We say put it in the gumbo pot, man. Put it in a mix. So, you know, like a Martin Duck, like an any-day scientist, I'm willing to try, you know what I mean, whatever formula to come, like the DOC say the formula, to come up with what format that work. And anybody that tests and put anything together, that's just a part of creation and process. You see what I'm saying? So I don't knock it. Some things work. I don't like every record I do, but you know what I like and everybody else like, them the records that come out. It's all trial and error, so I don't knock it. I just don't like the foolishness, the multi-murders and all that that's taking place. It's the same but different. I go back to rest in peace to Scott LaRock, was the first hip hop murder and from the 80s, BDP, you know what I'm saying? So I've been watching that from him to Eazy-E and just that part of it multiplying it for what hip hop and rap became, you know, from New York on out. It came from the gangs into the streets, and it was our positive lane to be able to get away from that. So to see that kind of follow and that become a trend to where it's all but accepted, you know, before I catch a whim to some of the younger guys that's happening right when I'm getting into the groove of what's new and catching up with everybody so much nowadays, then they not here no more. You know what I mean? I said young niggas still dying a long time ago. So to see that, and, you know, from just a human standpoint, then a street political standpoint, I mean, ghetto to ghetto into the suburbs and around the world, and definitely in the one thing that we tried to incorporate on to get away from it, yeah, that part of it is the same, but a lot different nowadays. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I was going to talk back about the No Limit days when Master P came through and started messing with a lot of people from Louisiana. Was everyone from the same hood? Was it different hoods? Was there friction? Was it different parts of the city? Like, how did that work?
Nah, I'm sure, like I say, keep in mind, you know, we birthed Baton Rouge where that was concerned, because there wasn't no Baton Rouge artists there. You know, me, CeeLo, and those guys that represented the concentration camp. We had our own different branch right down the street from those guys. So you go country town to country town, 30 minutes, 20 minutes up the road, everybody got their own thing. So P was that type of man of enterprise where a lot of, some of the artists, and in particular, I knew was from California, everything wasn't New Orleans. A lot of New Orleans artists, and we was the first division to come out of Baton Rouge. Not that we started hip hop in Baton Rouge, but in that time frame, you know what I mean? You know, as far as being a part of that No Limit train as a whole, you know, CeeLo Records, me, myself, and the concentration camp, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I learned that, and not just California and Louisiana, you know, P, he again was that type of man of enterprise. So he had artists pretty much all over the country. So yeah, it wasn't in just one place, it did.
I ask everyone this that we interviewed, who is your Mount Rushmore of rap?
Boom.
Oh man.
Who's your
When I do that, oh man, I always said this here for life. You know, I go back to the era we all come from, when you're talking the golden age of hip hop in the 80s. So, you know, Rakim being the god of rap is always my favorite rapper of all time, but not my only favorite rapper. It's hard to put it in a category because I have to start with New York and go through 100 MCs before Rakim. You see what I'm saying? You know, Grandmaster Melly Mel, I'm from the books, y'all. I'm from them crates. So I have to say these my 80s guys and put them in category. Then I have to go to California and start with Ice-T, Eazy-E, King T before we get to MCA and that portion of Compton before I get to the Bay and 40 and Short and Sebo. You see what I'm saying? So long, I'm a hip hop connoisseur, so I can never. That'd be my hardest question. Yeah, in an interview, you come to the South Face, you know what I mean? The 2 Live crew. So you know it's infinite with me, and being one of the cloth, man, I don't toot my own horn. You know, it's just me as a listener first. So, yeah.
Okay, so check this. Like 90s, like California, you had Death Row. You know, New York's always killing shit. What really blew the South up to me, over being from Colorado, was like the Ghetto Boys, and then the mob of Outcasts really put you guys on the map. You know,
look,
like,
I'm gonna tell y'all.
South lyrical.
I'm gonna tell y'all ancient hip hop secret what everybody forget. For South lyricism, the DOC from Dallas, Texas into NWA. One of the greatest of all times. Unfortunately, what took place with him, hip hop might have been in a whole different state if he wouldn't have that record and lost his voice, the DOC from that South into that West, man. One of the greatest lyricists of all time, man. Absolutely.
Getting funky with it. That's a hard track to this day, right?
Funky enough, man. The formula, like I said. The doc and the doctor, don't get me started.
I think they're slept on too. 8 Ball MJG, UGK, man, Pimp C.
Oh, look, my bros, man. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to be on my way to Jackson, Mississippi tonight to reunite with Face, 8 Ball, and MJG and Juvenile, and all of us been bros over the years. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, so like I say, it's too many to just, top 3, top 5. Nah, man, we need like a top 500,000. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, check it. You're our second interview. We did Razkaz last week, and that's what it's about. Is I've been watching on Instagram.
Shouts out to Raz too, man. Me and Raz was on priority together. That's my bro.
Very underrated dude. But we were talking about how say a dude like Black Rob hadn't done anything in a while. Nobody hears about him. He dies all of a sudden on Instagram. Everybody loves him. We're about showing love while you're here, right?
Oh, man, let you smell your flowers while you're here, man. You can't sip no soup in the grave, man. I say that all the time, man. So, yeah, give a person their flowers while they're here, man. I dig that. I respect that and appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, my friend.
How many albums have you put out through your whole career?
Solo albums, somewhere between 7 and 9, if I'm not mistaken. Collabo records here and there, and so many features. So, you know, so many records to name, but Young Bleed solo records, I want to say, anywhere between 7 and 9, and then I'm getting ready to release a new one. That's called Diaries of God, man. So, yeah, I got a nice little catalog over here, man.
All right, so you know what's crazy is I just put this together. Boom, boom. I'm gonna Puff Daddy this for you. We talked to Razkaz. He did the 4 Horsemen album. Amazing. Cannabis and Priest. You know.
I just did a joint with Cannabis on it, man. Shout out to Crazy out there from Colorado. My rap partner Crazy. I think you know Crazy Verb, but Crazy just sent me a joint with Cannabis on it. It'll be the first time you'll hear Bleed Cannabis and Crazy. So, yeah,
what I was getting at is where's the down south super group? Man. This is the thing. Slaughterhouse, 4 Horsemen. That's a thought, man.
Man, look, let me tell you what's another thought that I've been trying to personally work on, and if this to take place, you know, especially for what's taking place right now, you know, minus the COVID, before it's the violence. On the East Coast, we had that self-destruction in the 80s. And in the 90s with Eazy-E and, you know, everybody that was Tone Loc, you name them, JJ Fad, remember that we're in the same game, you know what I mean? That's never been done in the South, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I hadn't saw that done. So hopefully, you know, whoever's seeing and hearing this, some of the big dogs, we can all come together and do something like that in particular, especially with all these murders down here and around the country and the world for that matter. I like to do something like that, you did.
Yeah, the Young Dolph incident just happened, you know, that's so good.
Absolutely, that part of the game.
Yeah. Have you seen those DJ K Slave videos where it's like all those New York rappers back to back to back to back for like 20 minutes long and they just got their 20, 30-second verses?
Bars.
I hadn't saw that, but I saw that that Uncle Murder wrap up for 2021. If y'all hadn't saw that, yeah, he on this thing with that, man. Shouts out to Uncle Murder, man. Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, I dig all that. You know, I listen to Jada, shouts out to Styles. We were just recently in Kentucky together. So, you know, I'm a MC lyrical connoisseur in that sense. Like I say, Rakim is my favorite of all time because of him sticking to his script and really defining himself over time and still to this day. And just, it's hard to walk that path. Some people gonna change and they're gonna go with what's happening with the time and kind of comedian, you know what I mean? Become a comedian in the game. But some people been doing the same thing they've been doing and still a master at it, like a master monk. So I respect True Town MCs, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I mean? Kung Fu Flick style, man. Masters of the game, man. Respect.
So let me ask you this, in your creative process, are you more of a freestyler? You sit down with the beat? What's your process?
Oh, I'm infinite, man. Depending on, like I say, evolutionist in that sense. Sometimes I come with, you know, I hit a hook first. Sometimes I hit my verse, you know what I mean? And just, you know, I say I eat beats for breakfast, man. So, you know, if I hear something that I'm just, I just fall into a pattern with, I just go with the flow of things. I use a format, it's my personal format I call no guideline. So, you know, it ain't just about doing a traditional 3/16 every song. Sometimes 2/16, sometimes 12 bars. I did a record one time with like 3 bars or something like that before the hook come in and 3 bars again. So it depends on the song. So, you know, I like to evolve with the music and just become another instrument to what's already there and just get in on the in-between. Yeah, that part. They say blues is a note between the notes, man. I try to get between the notes and, you know, let it puzzle piece itself together from that. So yeah, however it evolved. Yeah.
How did you get your rap name?
Really, I kind of took my rap name in a sense. I had several rap names as long as I've been rapping since '83, since elementary school. Right before I got the major break, maybe a year or two prior to that, me and C-Lo at the time, my rap name before that was G-Lo, you know, and each letter stood for something. GLOC, Ghetto Life Outcast was my name. And when we were reunite later on in life, his name ironically happened to be C-Lo. So we had plans of doing an album called Parallels and different things like that. But I wanted to switch my name one more time to just, you know, give it its own significance. And I went back to when I was young with my grandfather before he passed away. I told him when I grew up, this is what I wanted to be, was to be a rapper, you know what I mean, on a record company. So when I thought back to what it meant to me, just chip off the old block, I got, you know, well, I'm finna say coin a term, but call myself Young Bleed in that sense, just on the whole family evolution. There's so many families in our families. I brought it back to Corleone, and at the end of Corleone, it's O-N-E, bringing it back to that oneness to solidify everything and everybody. So that's my whole thing, Young Bleed, Corleone, man. Chip off the old block, man, from the family tree. You know what I mean?
I do you.
Sweet, have you made any purchases or decisions that you regret throughout your career? Maybe
life period, of course, but at the same sense, I was up with my pops this morning, man, and telling him I don't have no regrets. If I could do this again, you see what I'm saying? It might be if you could see things first, you'll react to it. But if I know the movie, I don't want to see the movie. You see what I'm saying? So one step at a time, and then just being able to survive the game and still be here and to be relevant, I can't ask for nothing no more. That's a blessing, man, from God. So divinely, man, since my birth to here, man, I could see, but I, would I be and how things might evolve at the same token, it's one step at a time and you really don't know. And the only way to know, you got to get in the game to understand the game. So here again, I have no regrets. Yeah.
How about, is there any up and coming Baton Rouge artists that you vouch for or think have a good future in rap?
Yeah, absolutely. My son, for one, Taja Ramon, he do the hip hop and R&B. He a part of Trap Dough Entertainment. The Corleone family, you know what I mean? We working on a new Corleone family album. So, you know, like I say, this my grassroots, man, from the underground up, I always say. So all my, you know, a lot of my family members here, you know, nephews, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. But my kids, for starters, then my homeboys and, you know, street brothers from the community. So it's a lot of that that's just under the umbrella that we morphing into this giant, man. So yeah, definitely started from the home on out, and definitely other cities and states around the country over time that I just accumulated people that accumulated me, and we became one. You know, we call that Trap Dough Entertainment as a whole, man, just cooking this digital dope, you know what I'm talking about? So that part of the game, yeah, y'all look, keep your eyes and ears peeled from that, yeah, Baton Rouge on out.
So in about 1 hour, we got the Raiders, Bengals. Who you got?
Oh man,
come on! Let's
I've been so look. I've been so into reestablishing this label and working on my these next like about 15, 30 projects. You know what I mean? That I just have under the wing and I'm completing right now. So I hadn't really. I peek at a game every now and again, but I get that busy. You know what I mean? So I hadn't been into the football season. You know, I'm the home of the Saints, and you know, I'm gonna go with the home team first. Since a kid, the Dallas Cowboys, my first team that I love. Since like 78, 79, Tony Dorsett, Danny White, you know that I'm old school football. So as I then grew into a businessman, it's very seldom that I take time to watch a game. I gotta be hanging with the homies or doing something. We just out going watch a Saints game or going to the Saints game or something like that. But every now and again, man, I take a glance, so I don't really know what's current or it's who leading the league and so on and so forth. I've been busy in these books, y'all. Hold up.
All right, so you heard him, guys. Business before pleasure. Don't be fucking around.
Thank you. Well said.
Oh, get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have to get you back out here. Like I said, we brought you out a few times. We're pretty familiar. We had wings together, you know.
Small. Yeah, we family, man. You can cut it out, man. Yeah, you're up with it, man. You're up your stuff, man. There it is. We've been like that, man. So in more ways than one, family. So I appreciate you reaching at me, Verb, like always.
You were one of the first ones, man. It was just whoever answered first. You were the second to answer. So boom.
You know me,
I'm
like
trying to get it too.
Man, another day at the office, man. You know, answer the right phone calls. You never know where it's gonna lead you, man. It's all look. Yes, sir.
Hey, is there anyone that you haven't worked with that you would want to work with?
Oh man, actually, like I say, if I can get to this thing tonight, man, Scarface been bros over years, and we always talked about doing a record. So I'm actually trying to work with FaZe. You know, guys like Cube, I'm still a fan to the game. So everybody that was before me, absolutely. A lot of new guys. So, you know, I work on that type of connection and relationships to see what people vibe like in business and time and place. So, you know, I'm open to the game. You know, I don't have nothing against nobody. I don't have nothing against me. And here again, you know, young and old and all the in between, I'm still a fan to the music. So if I like something, yeah, I like to get on. Yeah, y'all holler at your dog. I'm out here.
For Christmas, I got the Yella book. I got Raekwon's new book. I told Raz to do a book. When you doing your book?
Well, you know, I did one when I was with Strange for the Preserved album called Making the Preserved. It's over like 10, 11 years old now. And I think it's still available on Amazon.com and possibly on our website, trapdoent.com. But I'm actually working on a second book right now. I have to write my last chapter, and hopefully I'll be finished with that definitely for the years out. I'll keep y'all posted on it, man. It's called Brotherhood 101. I'm trying to bring that unity and that brotherhood back to all us as brothers, so we can solidify ourselves for the community business, and you know, just kind of uniforming us from a spiritual, mental, and then a physical standpoint into the business. You know what I mean? God, life, you know, family and business, man. So you know, I'm trying to put a lot of that type of thing in this book. and it's not so personal, me or the record like the Making Up Preserve, which is a good book, but it's based off that particular album. But yeah, y'all look out for that, man. I'll keep y'all posted, let you know when it's on the way. Brotherhood 101, hold up.
Because I'm looking for reading material. You know, I'm not a super reader unless it's about John Gotti or fucking, you know, Rambo or some shit like that, you know. So man. I've been trying to read a lot more lately, you know, so I need it. I need it.
Hey, man, that make your brain sharp, man. I'm in here, my pop's not too far from it, but when I was a kid, he knew that was worse than the ass whooping to me was to take my turntables, take my music, you know what I love, take my posters off the wall, and he'd throw me a book in the room. And I just say, man, he done gave me, I ain't finna read this book. Well, what I learned before I ever did in the jail time, do your time, don't let your time do you. And I learned to read those books, and I understood, and one of my fundamentals to this day is sharpening your mind. You see what I'm saying? So now imagine reading at a certain pace, and then you understanding words you never saw before, defining them, and then try to write a song, then look at your paper. And they give you a different mental sharpness. So I learned to love to read ever since I was little. One of the reasons I still try to do books to this day, having my hands in the game. So yeah, man, I encourage that. We got audio books and different things like that. I do the audio book sometimes when I'm too busy to sit and read, but it's a few things I read just to keep my mind sharpened every day. So I encourage that. Good looking.
Well, you see like Eminem, KRS-Ones, like, they say they read dictionaries, just steadily reading. Those guys' vocabulary is just.
Hey, look, when you mention that, going back to the DOC, I remember he said this a long time ago. Say what made his vocabulary so vast, so he read a page of the dictionary every day ever since he was a kid. So you go back and listen to No One Could Do It Better, listen to the DOC. And at that time, yeah, wow, incredible. So like I said, I studied lyricism, people, and you could tell who really doing the homework and just not, you know, I was able to freestyle so I could write as a kid. I craft my pen about 9 years old, about 8 or so, I could freestyle. You see what I'm saying? So I still do that. Some records out in freestyle. The mode is right and everything is there. And sometimes it just fall in that graceful kind of way, then I'll go with that. But when you doing business and you want to make records, then it's not a rap competition. You want to make sure you do a good record. Like Pimp C say, you know, we ain't in that competition. It's country rap tunes down here. We trying to make good record and please the people, man. Yeah. That's up.
You got any advice for any up and coming rappers or artists that maybe are looking to get into the game or trying to think it's easy just to say some flows on a beat and just try to blow up?
First thing first, like I say, I always say this: God first, before anything. Give us the breath to breathe, and definitely whatever you trying to do for His word. You know, in the beginning, let that be light. It was word before it was anything. So you know, here again, learn where you come from, where it come from, and know where you at, to know where you going. Stay prayed up to get paid up. Learn this business and master your craft, man. Do your homework. Don't nothing come overnight. You can't. It's not a. You know what I mean? It's a man's sport. Anything else, you could teach me how to build the Empire State Building with a blueprint written on paper. But the way this come from, it's a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? Before it reach your mental, before you could digest it and you know what I mean? Spit it back out from a physical standpoint before they see the video. So you know, y'all know what it is when I'm saying that. It's a thought. You can't write a thought down. You can write a word down. You see what I'm saying? An idea, you got to manifest that idea. So you have to get used to that process. And here again, master your craft, man, and stay busy. You know what I mean?
And that's as I'm getting older in the game, I'm trying to, you know, I had my time where I was trying to be the superstar. I'm trying to get a little bit more behind the cameras, you know, do stuff like this. I just like being in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bring it to life. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, you have to have a visual. You know, back then, you know, and still now, and it got a little bit more graphic. But imagine hip hop before the video. You know what I mean? You had to see that from a mental point. Whoever was the genius to start to be able to capture that, that's where it go to. You know what I mean? From the music to the videos to the movies to the silver screen. So I commend you for that, man. Stay on it, man. Follow your vision. It's all about that. You gotta have a vision. That's
I
where
appreciate that. I always like talking to you. You always came real. You always came positive. You know, I appreciate that. You know, I'm a music promoter, so I should have been doing this 10 years ago. All the shows I've done, and I would be bringing people to other radio stations. Shout out Caliwood, One Blunt Radio, KS 107.5. I ain't trying to hate. I'm trying to network or be better. Or be better.
Each one teach one, man. It's a whole 360-degree circle at the end of the day, man. Everybody need every part of that, from the fans. I say, man, from the guy that sweep the floor to the guy that build the stage to the guy that's running the soundboard. All this is connected. And once we can get the confusion out the way on some personal shit, we can get the business and everybody can eat and live. You know, it's easier said than done. Rest in peace to Eazy-E. But that's a true statement. Jay-Z said this in some long time ago. He said, you know, with this hip hop thing, or with this, however he formulated, he said, getting everybody on one accord gonna be the hardest thing to do. And that is the hardest thing to do. You know, it's hard enough to raise a classroom of 5-year-olds that are long grown people that have their own thoughts and ideas. So if we can get past the great debate series, then we could get somewhere. That's what it's all about, 360 degrees, man.
No, that's real talk. I work with 12 grown men, and it's harder than, you know, talking with kids or dogs. They're already set in their ways.
Right.
Hard to teach the old dog new tricks.
Man, I say that some dogs are more obedient, man. If man best friend is the reason that they say that. That's a true statement. More loyal than some men and more understanding. Yeah. The male ego, man. Me and Big Mike say that all the time. Male ego is a disease. If we can get rid of that, we can get somewhere, man.
I've calmed down myself. I've been a knucklehead. I burnt some bridges. You know, I've got friends. I got enemies. You know, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, that's life, man. Since the heaven. When you started this, we're a part of this, man. You heard?
You know? So, hey, we're going to need you when all said and done. He does chopped and screwed DJ. We're going to need you to send one normal track and he'll chop one up if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, OG Ron C is my guy, as well as along a lot of them boys in the wrecking yard, and whoever chopping and screwing for us, Texas. Actually, shouts out to OG Ron C. He chopped up the EP I did. That's the prequel to this There Is a God that let me put this out. It's 2022 now. So let's say 2020, I did an EP called Signs and Wonders, if everybody's not up on that, but it also has a chopped and not slapped OG Screw mixed by OG Ron C. So yeah, since DJ Screw, rest in peace, man. I've been on the Screw thing, man. So I love to send you something. Or you pick whatever you choose by me and do your thing with it and let me check it out. I did.
Dude, that's tight.
Yeah, I was on after the Kappa 2K1, OG Ron C Speaker House back in the day. I would sell the CDs for them here in Denver. But you know how it goes. I couldn't get them back. They were selling so fast, I couldn't get them back in time. So
yeah. Okay, who you say?
What was that?
I couldn't hear you. The phone was kind of going in and out.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
No, you're good now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So hey, I used to sell Swisher House CDs, and my name and numbers on the after the Kappa 2K1 OG Ron C Swisher House. So shout out to Ron C and rest of DJ Screw. I'm in a group called I Chop DJs. But yeah, just send some stuff. I got some shit all over the net, whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely down, and I appreciate it.
Okay, I appreciate that from you, family. Will do. Good look. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, at the end of every show, he's going to chop up 2 songs that he picks or the people send over, get you your love. You know, we're going to basically do the whole episode about you, play a little bit of other down south stuff, you know, show a little love.
Yeah, put it in the mix. There you go.
You remember, I want to get some old Soldier Slim up on there. How about that, old boy?
Man, rest in peace. Slim was one of my favorites, man. Like I say, infinite list. He was definitely one of one. Yeah, absolutely one of the greatest. Yeah, man.
So, do you mind doing a radio for us? Hello?
Yeah. Hey, about 2 seconds and I will do it. Let me take care of something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Want to pause it or mute it?
Pause it. We only have 40 minutes.
All right.
Yo.
Yeah, what's the drop?
All right, just say Verbal Pimp, DJ Styrofoam Cup, the Caffeinated Creator Podcast. And then
Okay, what's the podcast again?
Caffeinated Creator.
Caffeinated Creator. Okay.
Yes,
all right, say when.
Who do you rock with, Young Bleed?
Hey, yo, Verbal Pimp, DJ Styrofoam Cup on the Caffeinated.
Caffeinated Creator.
Caffeinated Creator. All right, let's do it again.
Do it again. Go ahead.
Do the same drop.
Yeah, go ahead. Same drop.
Hey, could you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It kind of broke up when you were doing the drop.
Okay, what about now?
It's straight now.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Just do it.
Okay. Hey, yo, my man, Verbal Pimp, DJ Styrofoam, and the Caffeinated Creator Podcast. You heard me? Hold up.
Yes, sir. And then this is a question we're doing on every episode. Are you a coffee guy, energy drink? What's your thing? What gets you buzzed up in the morning?
Okay, I'm old school Carlo Gambino, man. I'm a coffee guy, man. I gotta have me some.
Sweet?
Yeah, well, I come from a grandmother that used to drink straight black coffee, but I take me about a teaspoon and a half, man. I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, we appreciate you so much. Verbal Pimp.
Yes,
Styrofoam Cup, much love.
Young Bleed.
Okay,
Look forward to hearing some music from you.
Okay, I got y'all covered, man. Anytime, any place, say when. You heard me?
Okay, I'm gonna text you after this some information. All right.
Okay, beautiful, man.
All right, my dog. I appreciate you much.
Sweet, one
okay,
love.
same here, man. Peace and blessings. Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir.